Hi everybody, and welcome to your week 6 playlist overview video. It is hard to believe that we are in week 6. It seems like April just kind of flew by, and then this will bring us to midway through May. So you've been doing a really nice job up until now, so keep that up. We have completed kind of a lot. You got through the projectile motion unit, you got through the forces unit, which was really 2 units in one. And now this unit is going to build off of what we did in Unit 5, which is not shocking that physics keeps building on itself. But what you're going to find in this unit is that the steps that we need to take are actually a little bit less than what we had to do for Unit 5. Because Unit 5, we had sometimes two different free body diagrams, we had kinematics, we had Newton's second law, and some of those things are still going to spill into this new unit. But we're going to find that there's something very nice and very kind of specific to circular motion. Up until this point, we dealt with linear motion, so either side to side or up and down, or we dealt with projectile, so bringing those two together. But now we're going to go ahead and we're going to spin it and see what happens when we spin things in centripetal motion or circular motion. We will define what centripetal means kind of in the first day or two, and that's where your Monday playlist is going to come in. So we will start with a discovery lab, much like the discovery lab that, well, pretty much that we've always done. You will have the same requirements. You will have, here's your essential question, do a 5 by 1 chart. You don't need a 5 by 3 since unfortunately you will be using the simulation, but you'll graph it, linearize, form the model. One thing to note that I did kind of touch on last week in some of your comments is that do remember that a proper model, you always put in what does Y represent, what does X represent, but numbers always get units. That's something that we started in Unit 1 and it doesn't go away. Anytime that you are dealing with math or science, you better have a unit with your number. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're making your model. One thing to notice is that in order for you to do this lab, you must watch the video that has been posted to Classroom. So you should have seen a 6 a.m. update. Hey, here's your video. You have to watch that first. This lab is not going to make sense. The math isn't going to make sense if you don't watch this video. The fact that acceleration must be the dependent variable won't make sense unless you watch that video. So please make sure you watch that first. You will need your notebook because you will be taking a couple notes in order to get you started for this. One will be an equation and kind of an explanation to that equation. So make sure you have your notebook and then you can go ahead and get this started. Do notice that I have here that realistically you should have this done today. You should have it uploaded by midnight tonight so that on Tuesday when you look at the big picture, it makes sense. If you watch the big picture without doing the lab, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. In the event that you can't make that midnight deadline, because I know you have work, you have different things that come up. If you're like me, my basement flooded last week. So things happen. All I do is ask that you communicate with me what's going on. So then, like always, you'll do the discovery lab, you'll, excuse me, do the big picture, and then you'll have a problem set. That problem set is due by Friday, so you have a couple days to do that, but obviously you will have things in between, so just remember that you have that due Friday. And what you'll notice is those problems do go a little bit quicker than the Unit 5 because we do have less steps, so that is kind of nice. But then on Wednesday, you will apply it. So if you're like me, when you were little, you probably found like these little things. They looked like, I don't know, maybe like a little M. They came off of maple trees, and what they did is when you threw them up, they spiraled down like a helicopter. Well, we called them helicopters. You may have called them something different. You'll actually, if you go for a walk, either around your neighborhood, if you go for a walk in the woods, you'll actually see these little guys right now. And if you throw them up, you'll be able to see them form this spiral circular pattern. So you'll go ahead and click on this link that will give you all the directions to create your own helicopter. They're really easy to make, and then you're going to break down the motion of the helicopter that you create. So like I said, that's here, and then that will really be your application. And then the last thing that you'll do is first finish up the lab from Wednesday. I'm anticipating you needing a little extra time between Wednesday and Thursday, but then once you're done, you will move on to a little mini review. This is not a very long lesson. There's not a whole lot that we need to do, so you will kind of have your review on Thursday, and then on Friday, anything that you didn't complete, you will use today to do that. So again, I'm kind of anticipating that you'll maybe do half of the review on Thursday and half of the review on Friday, but the review will be due the following Monday like normal. So your helicopter upload and your mini review will be due the following Monday. And once we do that, we will move into our last and final unit. It is a pretty important unit. It is energy. And if you are going into any type of science, you will be dealing with energy on some level. The really cool thing about energy is whether you're looking at the microscopic, macroscopic, or mechanic level. So mechanic being, what we interact with, energy works all the same. So if you are going into a science field, I highly recommend that you pay special attention to the energy unit because you will be seeing that as one of your building blocks in any of your college courses. So that is everything for this week. Email me if you have any questions. Good luck and stay safe.